Hello everyone, welcome to Honara's Arts and Lifestyle channel. Before going into today's video, if you are not following me on my Instagram account, that is honaras.arts, then please do so at the earliest, and also subscribe me on my kids channel, which is Honaras Kids, for so many interesting videos for the children. Today's video is also going to be a continuation of Maga Navratri. Therein, I will be showing you how to do an alankaram for Savitri Devi. Over here again, I'm going to use a ready saree. I'm going to use a Padmasana posture and lots of different kind of jewelries and so on. So just in case, if you also want to learn on how to do this beautiful alankaram, and if you also want to know more on Savitri Devi, then please don't miss to watch this video till the end, because I will be giving few introductions about these goddesses and why is that people worship and what do these goddesses stand for, and if we worship them, then what are the boons they can grant us. So in today's video, as I said, I'm going to be showing on how to do Padmasana posture for a Devi Vigraha, which looks like this, for which the leg is coming down. Okay, one of the leg is down. So I want to convert her or transform her into Padmasana posture, something which I have already shown in my previous video in Shringeri Sharadambe. So again, for this particular alankaram, I will be using this kind of a leg that I had made. And I had already shown you on how I have made this leg, that it doesn't have a knee over here, and I can bend it to whichever position I want. I can make it V shape or L shape or slanting position and all. I had already shown this on how to use this kind of a leg in my previous video for Shringeri Sharadambe. So I'm just going to connect this particular leg just like I had shown in my previous video to make it in a Padmasana posture in this way. So let me just tie this leg and I'll get back to you. So now, as you can see, I have tied the leg and I've also fixed the blouse. The rest of the video is going to be self-explanatory, so I will not be talking much about it, about the decoration, like how I'm going to do it, but rather I will be narrating few things about Savitri Devi. So do enjoy this alankaram by listening to these stories. There are a couple of stories related to Savitri, and there are a lot of rumors on who is Savitri and all. So there are various versions of the stories of Savitri that I have read and I've heard. So I will be telling you the story of Savitri that I think is correct, but just in case if there is another version of it, then please do leave a comment so that everyone else can understand who is Savitri and know her stories also. In Hinduism, Savitri and Satyavan are a legendary couple known for Savitri's love and devotion for her husband Satyavan. According to the legend, Princess Savitri marries an exiled prince named Satyavan who was destined to die early. The later part of the legend focuses on Savitri's wit and love, which saved her husband from the death god Yama. The oldest known version of the story of Savitri and Satyavan is found in Vanaparva, that is the book of the forest of the Mahabharata. The story occurs as a multiply embedded narrative in the Mahabharata as told by sage Markandeya. When Yudhishthira asks Markandeya whether there has been a woman whose devotion matched Draupadi's, Markandeya replies by relating the story. And this is the story of Savitri. The childless king of Madra kingdom, Ashwapati, lives a very simple life for many years and offers oblation to the sun god Savitar. His consort is Malavika. Finally pleased by the prayers, god Savitar appears to him and grants him a boon. He will soon have a daughter. The king is joyful at the prospect of a child. She is born and named Savitri in honor of the god. Savitri is so beautiful and pure, she intimidates all the men in the vicinity. When she reaches the age of marriage, no man asks for her hand, so her father tells her to find a husband on her own. She sets out on a pilgrimage for this purpose and finds Satyavan, the king of the blind king named Dyumasena of the Salva kingdom. Dyumasena lost everything including his sight and lives in exile as a forest dweller with his wife and son. Savitri returns to find her father speaking with sage Narada, who announces that Savitri has made a bad choice, although perfect in every way. Satyavan is destined to die 1 year from that day. In response to her father's pleas to choose a more suitable husband, Savitri insists that she will choose her husband but once. After Narada announces his agreement with Savitri, Ashwapati agrees reluctantly. Savitri and Satyavan are married and she goes to live in the forest immediately after the marriage. Savitri wears the clothing of an hermit and lives in perfect obedience and respect to her new parents-in-law and husband. 3 days before the foreseen death of Satyavan, Savitri takes a vow of fasting and vigil. Her father-in-law tells her she has taken on too harsh a regime, but Savitri replies that she has taken an oath to perform these puja, to which Dyumasena offers his support. In the morning of Satyavan's predicted death, Savitri asks for her father-in-law's permission to accompany her husband into the forest. Since she has never asked anything during the entire year she had spent at the hermitage, Dyumasena grants her wish. They go, and while Satyavan is splitting wood, he suddenly becomes weak and lays his head in Savitri's lap. Servants of Yama, the god of death, came and returned without the soul of Satyavan due to Savitri's holiness. Then Yama himself comes to claim the soul of Satyavan. Savitri follows Yama as he carries the soul away. When he tries to convince her to return back, she offers successive formulas of wisdom. First she praises obedience to Dharma, then friendship with the strict, and then Yama himself for his just rule, and then Yama as a king of Dharma, and finally noble conduct with no expectation of return. Impressed at each speech, Yama praises both the context and the style of her words and offer any wish, except for the life of Satyavan. She first asks for eyesight and restoration of the kingdom of her father-in-law, and then 100 children to her father, and then 100 children to herself and Satyavan. The last wish creates a dilemma of Yama, as it would indirectly grant the life of Satyavan. However, impressed by Savitri's dedication and purity, he offers one more time for her to choose any wish, but this time omitting except for the life of Satyavan. Savitri instantly asks for Satyavan to return to life. Yama grants life to Satyavan and blesses both of them to attain a long life. Satyavan awakens as though he has been in a deep sleep and returns to his parents along with his wife. Meanwhile, at their home, Dyumasena regains his eyesight before Savitri and Satyavan returns. Since Satyavan still does not know what happened, Savitri narrates the story to her parents-in-law and husband. So this completes the story of Savitri. So in this story of Satyavan Savitri that I just narrated to you all, Savitri is supposed to be the rebirth of Saraswati, and Satyavan is supposed to be the rebirth of Lord Brahma. So Savitri and Satyavan are none other than Saraswati and Brahma themselves. Now there is one more story of Savitri Devi who is going to curse Brahma and the three Murtis and a lot of other people. And also this is related to the Brahma temple which is in Pushkar. Now let me quickly narrate that story also to you all, because that is also very interesting story. According to the Hindu scripture Padma Purana, Brahma saw the demon Vajranabha trying to kill his children and harassing people. He immediately slew the demon with his weapon, the lotus flower. In this process, the lotus petals fell on the ground at 3 different places, creating 3 lakes: the Pushkar lake, the Madhya Pushkar lake, and the Kanishta Pushkar lake. When Brahma came down to earth, he named the place where the flowers fell from Brahma's hand as Pushkar. Brahma had decided to perform a yagna at the main Pushkar lake. In order to perform his yagna peacefully without being attacked by the demons, he created the hills around the Pushkar, that is Ratnagiri in the south, Nilgiri in the north, and Sanchora in the west, and Suryagiri in the east, and positioned gods there to protect the yagna performance. However, while performing the yagna, his wife Savitri, that is Saraswati, could not be present at the designated time to perform the essential part of the yagna, as she was waiting for her companion goddesses Lakshmi, Parvati and Indrani. Annoyed, Brahma requested god Indra, that is the king of the heaven, to find a suitable girl for him to wed to complete the yagna. Indra could find only a daughter of Gurjar milkmaid, who was sanctified by passing her through the body of cow. Gods Vishnu, Shiva and the priest certified her purity as she had passed through the cow. It was her second birth and she was named Gayatri, that is goddess of milk. Brahma then married Gayatri and completed the yagna with his new consort sitting beside him, holding the pot of Amrita, that is elixir of life, on her head and giving ahuti, that is offering to the sacrificial fire. But when Savitri finally arrived at the venue, she found Gayatri sitting next to Brahma, which was her rightful place. Agitated, she cursed Brahma that he would never be worshipped, but then reduced the curse, permitting his worship in Pushkar. Savitri also cursed Indra to be easily defeated in battles, Vishnu to suffer the separation from his wife as a human, the Agni, that is the fire god who was offered the yagna, to be all-devouring, and the priest who conducted the yagna to be poor. Endowed by the powers of yagna, Gayatri diluted Savitri's curse, blessing Pushkar to be the king of pilgrimages. Indra would always retain in heaven. Vishnu would be born as a human Rama and finally reunite his consort, and the priests would become scholars and be venerated. Thus the Pushkar temple is regarded the only temple dedicated to Brahma. Savitri therefore moved into Ratnagiri hill and became a part of it by emerging as a spring known as Savitri Jarna, that is stream. A temple in her honor exists there. So this completes the story of Savitri Devi. So I hope you all have liked this video. If so, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get automatic notifications every time I release a new video. Thank you.